doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Hey, everybody out there. It's the Negro Rocker Podcast coming at you.
Right is right, wrong is wrong, though. You know what I'm saying?
And I noticed it at first, but I was like, okay, maybe that's just no big deal, whatever.
And I get that part too, but hey, we still calling it that part. Take ownership of that shit. Go get help with it, seek help for that shit, and kind of correct your
They're politicking, rapping, shooting the breeze, trying to holler at a dame. Hope get something together for the weekend, whatever.
How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
It would be the volume of the conversations, though. It would be, I'm boisterous. You know what I'm saying? We get up in there and we just start doing us.
Just loud, niggas, just loud.
So, but shout out to yo pastor.
Yes, indeed. Rev.
Shout out to Representative Emmanuel Cleaver, because
Rev married me, my wife. Rev baptized my oldest baby.
Nice.
Man, his son baptized my youngest baby.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but he's one of them
right
dudes
there,
he's like one of those politicians that because you hear the word politician and you think dirty, but you just don't. He's like, I've been in Kansas City all my life, or even when I was deployed or wherever in the military, I've always, because this is my city, I love it, above everything else. He's just one of those guys, those cats that he just seems to be who he is. When you meet him, you get in who he is. And
there was a scandal about he owned a car wash.
Yeah.
And there was some little scandal about, I don't know, the taxes being paid or something. I don't remember. It was something mildly petty, a couple years now. I think whatever the debt was, he repaid it. But he's a genuine dude, man. Whenever you talk to him, he's sincere. He tells the best stories.
Yeah.
He tells the best stories, man. He keeps you easy. You know what I'm saying? He's welcoming. Man, that's Rev.
Yeah. And who amongst us ain't been on TurboTax and fudged some numbers before?
It may have been completely incidental. I don't even remember the details.
In this day and age, you fucking up something as far as owning a car wash as opposed to fucking kids, or being at a party with a known pedophile, sex offender.
Those used to be the scandals. The used to be the scandals is you messed up your taxes and on your car wash. Now the scandal is you hang out with known pedophiles.
It used to be the scandal that you got a blowjob from a grown woman. That was the last adult scandal of the White House, if I'm mistaken, right? As far as adults go. With
W scandal was he, like you said, he got us in Iraq.
Well, no, I mean as far as sexual scandals.
Extramarital, yes.
Extramarital, there we go. He had a blowjob from a woman who was an adult, and it was consensual. Now you got a president, we don't know if he raping 13-year-old girls, 14, 15, 16. All we know is he had a party with a dude who is known to fuck girls.
I gotta keep you honest on that. I got to.
Well, keep me honest.
The impeachment wasn't for the extramarital affair. The impeachment was for lying under oath.
About
the word for that. That's called perjury. committing perjury is against the law.
Right. He
That's a
lied
federal
about. But he lied about the extramarital affair though with an adult woman.
Why are they asking them questions under oath about an extramarital affair? I agree.
No.
Why are they asking? Why are they setting them up for failure like that? I feel you on that.
No. You keep.
But it was for perjury.
No, you're not keeping me on. I mean, I'm saying, but the scandal, all that entailed an adult affair with an adult woman. That's all I'm saying. I'm not getting into the whole perjury, him being impeached. I'm not getting into all that. I'm saying that he had an affair, a consensual affair with an adult woman.
The origin of the scandal was consensual sex between adults.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's a whole nother podcast as far as that I'm concerned. Well, I'm saying, but the scandal was him and an adult woman had an affair. Now we got, I don't know what we got right now. We got piss tapes. We got 13, 14-year-old girls. We got him maybe popping into a room at a teenage beauty pageant. We got all this shit, all this other shit that like can't nobody confirm or deny. We got
we got him being good buddies with known, people who've taken plea deals on being sexual predators.
Dog, you
have gotten popped again for the same offense.
You remember when Barack Obama had to go on national TV and apologize for the Reverend Wright shit?
Yeah.
And not that this dude's my friend, not he's my buddy. This the church I go to, and of course his as always. What he said was taken out of context. Let's not forget, he was also a Vietnam vet, and that had to do with some of him being bitter. Mm-hmm. But he said, "Goddamn America!"
He's a black man in America.
Yeah, he's a black man in America.
If you bitter as a black man in America, I mean, if you are any student of history, you ought to understand why.
Yeah. I mean,
my dad will break down when he tells a story of how he came home from Korea, and he was on the bus riding back, and this is after you know what I'm saying, Rosa Parks, and that's gone to the Supreme Court, and so he comes back from Korea, and he figures, well, you know what, I'm gonna sit in front of this Greyhound, this Trailways bus or whatever it is. And the bus driver pulls a gun on my father. Soldier coming back from serving his country. Bus driver pulls a gun on him.
But Joe, that was like hundreds of years ago.
If you a black man in America and you not bitter, you not paying goddamn attention,
bruh. No, but Joe, that was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Racism.
Right, racism's over.
It's over. You gave you niggas a president. What y'all want from us?
Go back to the countries you come from. Go back to the shitholes you come from, Congresswoman.
Joe,
you ain't the real American.
I mean, it never got that real to me as far as like somebody pulling a gun to me. But like, when I left active duty, this is when like my second marriage. I'm in Raleigh. I'm like went out to a bar. I'm too drunk to like drive home, so I was like, you know what? I live like a couple blocks away. I'm just gonna walk to the house, and some motherfuckers pull up like in a truck and say, "Go home, nigga," and then pull off and drive away.
No, I've been there and done that.
Yeah,
been there and done that.
Been there, done that, and it's like, wait a minute, dog. I didn't. But like we talked about at the beginning of the podcast, so I said, here I am 3 times, served this country. I will gladly pull out my service uniform and all my medals that have been awarded for service while in action, mm-hmm. And it's like I go home, nigga. Okay. I was on my way home, but you know.
I had a bus full of kids. We were coming back from Raymore from a track meet, and we stopped in Belton to go to McDonald's. And one of the kids decided that they were done with their little hamburger wrapper and threw it out the window in the parking lot of McDonald's. I called him, and I said, no, we are not going to be that team. We're not going to be the people who are the stereotype. When they think black people, these people may not see black people, but, once a year. And we ain't going to be the ones when they see a black person, they say, okay, well, these black people are the ones who take trash and they litter in our community.
Yep.
We're not going to be there. We're not going to be that one. So I made mine. It was one kid who did it. I made the entire team get off the bus and pick up everything in the McDonald's parking lot.
Nice.
Not a speck of trash better be in this lot in the next 10 minutes. As they were out, I got the whole thing, and they're like, damn, Coach Jefferson tripping. I get out there, somebody driving down the street on a Friday night, cruising, want to say, hey, niggers. Go, whatever, niggers. And they got upset, and I was like, well, shit. What were y'all acting like? Y'all throwing trash off the bus.
True.
I'm trying to represent young, intelligent black men. If these people want to, and just like Toni Morrison said, man. Like Toni Morrison said, you know what I'm saying? If they sit here and racism affects all of us. It affects the people who are being put upon. It affects them too. If they feel like they can only be tall because we on our knees, we out here, paying penance for our, discretion right here by cleaning up trash because we decided to do something, underhanded. And I'm trying to teach people to be better and more responsible young men and women. And they want to go down there and call the nigga, who's that really harming? I brush that off. I shake that off my shoulder and I keep moving. You know what I'm saying? I understand that's upsetting to you, young man, because you may not have experienced it before. I've been here before.
Yeah.
And it ain't stopping my stride.
Nope.
I'm going to keep on moving. Who's really affected by that? You know what I'm saying? They the one who got to walk around knowing that they are morally inferior. Exactly. As Toni Morrison said it.
I gotta make you feel that so I feel better.
Yep. In order for me to feel tall, I gotta drop you down to your knees. And so I say, man, let them go ahead and yell that crazy foolishness because we know what we really are. I know I'm not a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm an intelligent black man. You know what I'm saying? That's for them. That's their problem they got to deal with.
That's it.
So.
Yeah. I agree. And I mean, it's not the same, but like, yeah, one of my, my one mentor when I was in the military, broke bread. Like I said, he was old country white boy from Mid-Mill, Missouri. Here I'm a black dude in Kansas City, Missouri, and we both learned from each other. And like one of the things, like as a leader in the military, and it just to whatever you do in life. And he even said, I don't care if you're in the middle of Iraq, I don't care if you're in the middle of Kansas City, I don't care where you at. You leave it better than the way you found it.
Most definitely.
He said, and you take that as you want. Well, he said two things, really. You do what you can afford. As far as that going and getting in trouble. So he would always say, okay, before you go out, do what you can afford. But also, before you leave it better than the way you found it.
Mm-hmm.
Always. That's why I always try to tell my soldiers. I mean, just like, I don't care how everybody else doing it. I don't care if it was all burned down and trash everywhere. We're not going to leave it the same way, and we're not going to add to it.
Not at all.
We're not going to do that.
Not at all.
So, I don't know. And my soldiers said they respected me for that, so I don't know. I guess he made a difference and I made a difference. I don't know. But moving on.
Yeah, that's what the squad trying to do too. They trying to leave it better.
They're trying to leave better. They're trying to leave America better than the way they found it. Which I think Obama tried to leave it better than the way he found it, and then Trump and his people kind of made it a shithole again. But we can't get into that. Yeah, there we go. Hey man, real quick. I know you see. I be murdering his name, but my man Cuomo. Did you see him on his show?
So help me understand.
Cuomo.
Cuomo.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Joe.
What he had another local dude. He had what's his name?
Cockbotch, Digbotch, Kobach, Kansas. I'm so happy. I don't know.
After he lost the governor's race. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and once again, I haven't said it, but it's like I will say it again, as I always do. You need to, when you listen to the show, click on the show links.
Yeah. Because we're limited. This is an audio podcast.
We limited, but my man Cuomo, he you know, I'm just gonna play a little bit. His facial expressions are the best.
And just so you know, your boy, what's the dude's name? The guest name?
Kobach
is basically Trump Jr. Trump called Kobach to basically do the investigation into whether or not there was meddling during the election. That was Kobach's job.
And matter of fact, wasn't his campaign Kobach build the wall?
Pretty much, man. He's Trump Jr. He's an ass.
So he's not as orange though, but he's still a piece of shit.
But Cuomo finding out how big of an ass he is.
There he is. I'm gonna play a little bit.
How is it okay for people in your party to say, I'm not condemning these words, they're not racist?
Okay, well, first of all, if you look at the words themselves, when the president said, I think people are focusing on that these members of Congress should go back to the crime-infested places from which they came, right? So where are those places? Well, in AOC's case, it's the Bronx. In Tlaib's case, it's Detroit. And in Omar's case... Hold on, dog. Did you see my boy... Did you see his eyebrows?
I didn't even look, but I saw it before. But I'm listening here to the bullshit, like...
Hold on.
The fucking Bronx and Detroit. That's what he's saying. No, that is not what the fuck Trump was saying.
That's not
Trump
what he
was saying
said,
going
dog.
back to the country you came from. Not the fucking district you came from. Don't go back to the Bronx. He was saying going back to Puerto Rico.
No.
He didn't say go back to Detroit. He was saying going back to Palestine.
No. I am a man who keeps up with politics. I was like, wait a minute. I thought they were from America. I had to go back and make sure I knew they was from America because I was like, wait a minute, is the president just said they're not from America? I knew that the Omar wasn't from. She wasn't born here, but those other three.
She's an American citizen.
Yeah, she's American. I'm saying, you know, I'm just saying for the sake of if you don't make an argument, I'm saying that's the argument to be made. But I'm saying, but them other three, they were all born in America. So, like, it was so bad, even I had to go back and make sure that what I thought was true is true. You know what I'm saying?
Kobach is full of shit, man.
Oh, but these eyebrows, these eyebrows are so
Where are those
good.
places? Well, in AOC's case, it's the Bronx. In Tlaib's case, it's Detroit. And in Omar's case, it is originally Somalia. Those are all crime-infested places. And
you saw it, though,
nigga,
right?
There was you full of shit eyebrows right there, nigga.
Hold on. You see where I paused at, though, right? This nigga...
That nigga praying right there. He's like, please, Jesus, give me the power, the strength, not to call this nigga a fucking racist ass to his face, man.
So, when you're listening, it's at the 34-second mark that I have paused it. This is when my man is eyes is closed. He like, please tell me you didn't just say this shit. I'm gonna push play. I'm gonna push play.
Somalia's instance, there's terrorism too. So it's a fact. He's just to simply state that fact is not racist. And
Chris,
so I think that's why many Republicans said, look, just because you're saying
that's not
something
why,
negative about these districts.
I let you get the argument. I let the argument out, but I'm just saying it just fails on its face. He wasn't talking about the Bronx. He was telling them to go back to the countries that you come from, and he kept saying it. He doubled and tripled down. Only on Omar did it even make sense factually, right? Because she's a naturalized citizen. But that's the part I don't get, Chris. If you're going to excuse what he said, then don't twist what he said. Own the reality. He told 4 brown people, go back to the places where you brown people come from. You don't belong here.
No. See, now you're editorializing and adding content to his tweet. The problem with Twitter, which I think you would agree with me on, is it's 140 characters, and since it's so vague.
And this, that's a good face too. And this at the 1 minute 32 second mark, and this is where you go. But this is where your leader chooses to communicate. So you, on one hand, you can't say the problem with this medium is this, but then say this is the medium in which my president.
Fuck that shit, nigga. Number one, it's not 140 characters no more. They doubled that shit to 280, didn't they?
Well, they doubled it, but also on top of that, you can add to it.
Straight up lying. He just straight up lying. He did it in 3 tweets, nigga. Yeah, so he had 280 times 3 characters to fucking say what the fuck he had to say. This nigga no. He did not say the Bronx. He did not say Detroit. Nigga, he was talking about fucking countries.
Yes.
And he was telling them young women they need to go back to their home country, not realizing, not acknowledging, not accepting that their home country is the United States of America.
Yep. Exactly.
And he's a fucking racist, and Kobach is just as racist for trying to lie this shit away and then make it like Cuomo was lying. Hey, come on, man.
But even with that though, but I'm saying this I get what you're saying, but you can't come out and say that the medium is bad when the person that I'm defending uses this medium exclusively. That's what I'm saying. So we saying that we both we attack this nigga from both different from opposite sides to make the same point. It's like you can't say it's all bad. This is what he chooses to use.
Well, the nigga's full of shit. And he's backing up somebody who is more full of shit.
Yeah, and to your point, they doubled. I don't know if they doubled it, but they increased the count. But also, you can add to your tweets to indefinitely, for the most part. So, and that's what he did. He had 3 tweets. I'm pretty
sure they doubled it, and then he added 3 tweets.
Yeah,
and in those 3 tweets, the motherfucker was able to say everything he felt like he needed to say.
And then when I read his tweets, you realize I only read 2 of them. I didn't read the third one, so the third one doesn't matter. In those first 2, he got all his racism out.
He probably just echoed it in the third one.
I'm gonna play 30 more seconds, and then we can get off of that.
And there's so little said.
Words.
People can read into it what they want.
He said the words.
He didn't say the way you said that.
Yes, he did.
Well, let's put it in context with his other tweets. Clearly, what the president was making was a larger argument about love it or leave it. If you're going to criticize America so much, go back to or go somewhere else.
Why doesn't he ever say that to white people?
Has been around since the 1960s. He would say that too,
but he never has.
That argument's been around since the 1960s.
But that's why I want to put that.
Make America great again. Where the fuck was love it or leave it back then?
Yeah.
Make America great again.
Yeah.
But love it or leave it then. What's up with that?
But you heard Kobach, that motherfucker. Oh, Joe.
He a fucking mental midget.
A mental midget. Hold on. So where we at notifications? You know what, man? Let's just hold on, bro. Hold on. Let's get to some other shit right quick, bro. We need just. We've been talking about racism. I think we
No, hold on. Before we get off of that, I want to get back to one more thing.
One more thing.
Now, we didn't pull up the video for this.
Mm-hmm.
But
you broke up a little bit. Joe, you breaking up. Oh shit. You still there?
Let me see if I can. I'm not seeing no problem, but let me
You good now.
I'm good.
Yeah, you good now, but you broke up for a minute, but go ahead.
Write this shit down write the time down so I can try to edit it.
Ooh. Hold on, dog. I gotta go. Put down like 210, somewhere in that area. 210.
All right, cool. Yep. So anyway, what I was saying is that the crowd in North Carolina backed up Trump on some bullshit. They were following Trump's lead.
Mm-hmm.
And they told Omar, they said about Omar to send her back because he started talking about Omar in the speech in North Carolina, and they told him to send her back, even though she's a member of Congress, even though she is a naturalized citizen of the United States, even though she's done nothing unlawful, she has done nothing but exercise her First Amendment rights, and she has represented the country They basically attacked her for being a Muslim, for being a woman, for being of color.
Yeah.
For being a foreigner. Being a foreign birth.
And that's why I love you.
So, go ahead.
I had my tiles out of sync because we had so many tabs open. You talking about this? Hold up.
They started chanting, "Send her back," about one of those members of Congress.
Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
Mr. President, if I may, when your supporters last night were chanting "Send her back," why didn't you stop them? Why didn't you ask them to stop saying that?
Well, number one, I think I did. I started speaking very quickly. It really was a loud. I disagree with it, by the way, but it was quite a chant, and I felt a little bit badly about it. But I will say this: I did.
Hold on, dog. I felt a little bit badly about it.
This nigga's trying to play. He's trying to play both sides of the fucking fence, man. He wants to throw his fucking base red meat, but he also doesn't want to offend anybody who was offended by the chant. He wants to distance himself, but throw his base red meat at the same time.
Because you see up on the screen I have here, so you see initially he said, "I felt very badly about it, this, and that." And then he saw that the poll numbers went up a couple of percentage points. I think it was like a little less than 10% that went up. And now, so July 19th, he's saying they are incredible patriots. So one day after, of course, show notes. Y'all know what it is. One day after trying to distance himself from send her back,
He called these North Carolina people very fine patriots for telling them to send back the congressman?
No, not very fine, nigga. Incredible patriots. Patriots.
They're patriots for telling them to deport a fucking congresswoman.
Yes, elected. No, not
duly elected congresswoman.
American citizen. Send her back where? Where we sending her back to? Her mama's pussy?
As we said, she was born in Somalia, but she's a naturalized citizen.
Oh, my bad. my bad. I was thinking of AOC. My bad, pimp. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's deplorable, man. That's detestable. And that's what this dude does, man. He sits here and he stokes the fucking crowd. They respond to his racism by letting their inner racism come to the forefront, which they have been suppressing, but they feel encouraged, and they feel they have the blessing to do so because they have a racist ass fucking president, and they just let that shit fucking fly, and then he want to act like I don't know what the fuck happened, as long as it works out for my poll numbers, as long as it feeds my base red meat.
Yeah.
And then he just I hate this dude, man.
So
I hate this dude.
I'm gonna read two paragraphs. So
like real time. I'm about to get on some Anthony shit. He out here. he out here avenging the diddle. He out here getting the diddle. I don't know, man. I might have to find me an arch nemesis on some racist shit and punch him in the face, nigga.
This nigga gonna be out. You gonna be at Walmart throwing all the oranges on the fucking floor, nigga.
What's up, nigga? I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face.
Nah. So I'm gonna read these. Take a breath, but I don't think these gonna make you any happier. So I'm gonna read these quotes from the paragraph. So you know what I'm unhappy with? I'm unhappy with the fact that the Congresswoman can hate our country, Trump said, alluding to Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat from Minnesota, one of a group of 4 congresswomen of color whom he last Sunday admonished on Twitter to go back to the countries they came from. Sorry. My bad. Omar is a Somali refugee. That's Somali refugee, dog. That's a whole other podcast too. You speak of Somalia and what they went through with there. But anyway, the other 3 women were born in America. I'm happy with the fact that a congresswoman can say. I'm unhappy with the fact that a congresswoman can say anti-Semitic things I'm happy with the fact that a congresswoman, in this case, what does that mean? In this case, a different congresswoman can call our country and our people garbage. That's what I'm happy with. I don't think she's ever said that, but okay. And then
his whole fucking inauguration speech was telling us, like fucking Bane. This nigga channeled Bane in his fucking inauguration speech to tell us how the fucking world was crumbling around us and how America was a shithole.
Yep.
And how there's crime just running through the streets and not under. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna read this last. I don't think this last paragraph is gonna make you any happier. So we're gonna jump down. These people in North Carolina, that stadium was packed. Trump said it was a record crowd. Of course, he always says this shit, and I could have filled it 10 times, as you know. Those are incredible people. Those are incredible patriots. But I'm unhappy when a congresswoman goes and says, I'm going to be the president's nightmare. She's going to be the president's nightmare. She's lucky to be where she is. Let me tell you. And the things she has said are a disgrace to our country. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, I guess it's not 1 for 2, tit for tat, but the fact that he's so grandiose and like I could have the record crowd, I could have put it 10 times, as you know, and this and that, but never denounced the fact that what he said was racist and what these people are doing is racist. It's just like a problem to me. Could you? You could never imagine because it wouldn't happen in fucking America where a black politician would have a stadium full of black people talking about sending a white man back to Europe or anywhere for that matter.
And that's the part of the equation that they never want to fucking understand. America's a white person's country.
As we talked about before, dog, Barack Obama had to be the fucking zenith of blackness to even be considered for the White House. And even once he got in the White House, he still wasn't enough. And now, after he still wasn't enough, white America want him to come back and fix the things that he told y'all was going to happen. You see it on Twitter, dog. You see it on Twitter. They like, Barack Obama needs to come and address this. For what? He gave you 8 years, nigga. And when he left, he said, it's about to get fucked up, but y'all ain't gonna listen to me no way. I'm out.
My nigga Rodger using them SAT words. Nigga said the zenith of blackness.
Bad. Somebody was like, zenith wasn't a good TV.
Was at his fucking apex.
My bad. It's some person somewhere that probably said Zenith ain't even good TV. What are you talking about?
No, nigga, this shit, nigga. Them motherfuckers probably at they nadir.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like nadir. Like, it's a good book out. White dude, professor who wrote Sundown Towns and Lies My Teacher Told Me. And he talks about the nadir as far as like a racial relationships between white and black people, but before civil rights, and how it was like it's nadir, zenith, or whatever the fuck for the most part. Yeah,
right.
Well, yeah, you my nigga, you get it. I like it. That's why I love you. But yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. Like Barack said, and even though I know Hillary wasn't the best, she better than this dude. Even she was like, "Yeah, this is gonna happen. Yep. This is gonna be what it's gonna be, and y'all gonna let it happen."
That shit was stated on many occasions, and in the election process, and demonstrated on many occasions in the election process.
Correct.
I mean, the motherfucker was on tape talking about grabbing him in the pussy, and motherfuckers ran through all the fucking red lights and elected them for whatever reasons they elected them for, man. And I
whatever reason,
I hate that dude. I just hate that dude, man. I hate
him, bro. He's my boss, bro. He's my boss.
You say would you get out at the end of the month, you say?
Well, I had to extend because, of course, it's bureaucracy. And I don't know if I talked about it on here before. Like, you can't just be in the military and say, I'm getting out at 20, and they start processing your retirement packet.
Mm-hmm.
No. You have to submit a packet to get your packet. And there's like anywhere from 3 month to 6 month backup. So I had to extend my military contract just so I can retire in the appropriate way. What kind of bullshit is that, dog?
Well, they're still cutting the checks, right?
I mean, the check gonna still be cut, but I mean
CTC. That's a CTC, nigga.
Yeah, CTC. Check. I mean, in the end of the day, I mean, it's a couple of more points because it's like I'm not. Most of my time has been reserve time, so it's about 40-60%. Like 40% was active, 60% has been reserved. So since the majority of my time has been reserved, a lot of it. I mean, it's all point based. But the algorithm is a little different for reservists. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So this is adding to the time.
I get more points. End of the day, I get more points, and then that means
money. A little bit bigger check in retirement.
A little bigger check. But I still it's not. If the majority of my time have been active, I get my money immediately.
I explained to you when we were playing dominoes. All money ain't good money, nigga.
No, but the thing is, though, all money ain't good money. But I want to make sure I get my money. So that's where I'm at. I agree with you fully. I'm a dinosaur kind of connoisseur. All money ain't good money, but I want to make sure I get my money. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So this man Army about to come hold him down till we can start this war.
So where I stand right now, November will be my last month of service.
Okay, man, we got to keep the Orange Menace.
Dog, it's Orange Menace, dog. I want cause there was some talk about going to South Korea for some training missions, and I'm like, why am I going to that shit? I'm not gonna be in when January comes.
nigga, hey, whatever the occupants say, nigga, the occupants say you going, nigga, you going.
Yeah. So I got talked. So they stood down on that shit. I'm going to some training in San Antonio next month, which it will be real laid back. But yeah, man, fingers crossed, man, because my first deployment to Iraq, my homeboy, a dude named Chris Hernandez, who's a firefighter, he was that was back when they were doing that stop loss shit, dog. So he was 5 months out. They stop lost him. He got extended for a whole nother year to go to Iraq. You talk about being mad,
pissed off,
dog. And he let them know, I'm gonna be here because I don't want to get arrested, and I don't want to fuck up my firefighter job. But I ain't doing shit in Iraq. He let them know, dog, off top. Y'all can send me home voluntarily, or y'all can watch me volunteer not to do shit. What we gonna do?
What we gonna do about that?
And he had one, and we can move on to this. He had one of the greatest quotes ever, right? So when I went to Iraq, it was right when we were still getting underway, right before we started getting hot, pushing it further into Iraq. We were still in Kuwait, down further south. So we were in Talil, which is the Air Force, which at that point in time, I don't know what they got going now because we got the pullback. But Talil was an Air Force base that kind of was close to the Kuwaiti border. So we were all there chilling out. March Madness is kicking off, and then we had they were delivering fake barbecue and near beer and all this shit to everybody. I don't know if I told you this. So we sitting there, we watching, I don't know who, that's 2005, nigga. 2004, my bad. 2004, 2005. 2005, there we go, because it's March Madness. 2005 in March. So I don't remember who's playing. So we all sitting there, and Hernandez is like, man, this is cool. This is real cool, man. It's almost like being at home. But if I was at home, I be eating real barbecue, drinking real beer with my real friends. Hey, dog, people got so mad. And you know me, I'm petty as fuck, nigga, and I love petty people. I'm just laughing. And they're like, people like, I can't believe he said we're not his real friends. And I'm like, y'all know he an asshole. Y'all know he don't want to be here. Why do y'all care? And he saw me laughing, and we've been lifelong friends since then. But yeah, he saw me laughing. He like, you ain't offended? I'm like, dog, I love petty people. I love them.
Oh man, hey nigga.
He said that real friends, dog. Cause like people, it was like a scene from a movie. People were smiling and just enjoying the game, and like he was laying back eating his little fucking make believe defect riblet. He was like, yeah, man, he's like, man, it's like being back at home. If I was at home, I'd be having real beer with real food with real friends, dog. That real friends hit, you can hear the record skip, nigga. Everybody's like, wait a minute, dog. What
niggas are so fucking crestfallen.
Hey, dog. I had to stop eating. I was laughing so hard, dog. You know, I ain't give a shit. I ain't care about him. I just met this nigga a couple months ago. I don't know who the fuck he is.
That's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anyway, maybe we get a real president too, man. So,
real president.
I brought all that shit up. To be reminded that there are real Americans out there.
Yeah.
And so, we had the crowd in North Carolina following Trump's lead, telling Ilhan Omar to go back home or send her out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Send her home. And what was beautiful is that she went home. She went back home to Minnesota, and they met her at the airport. And she came in, and they were basically telling, "Welcome home, welcome home, welcome." So they started to chant to counter what the Trump rally had said.
Yep.
And that's I mean, to me, that's what real Americans are about, man. So I think that what America was supposed to be. Now we understand that America's always fallen short of the credos that is put forth in the Declaration, the credos that's put forth in the Constitution. But it's those are living documents, and the idea is that we're here to form again a more perfect union. And what America is supposed to be about is accepting people from all walks of life and welcoming them to the American fabric. And so when she came home, because she had been singled out, her group, the squad, had been singled out, but then she gets extra singled out, being a Muslim, being an immigrant, a naturalized citizen, and she comes home and the people in her constituency, the people of Minnesota, basically told her, when you come to Minnesota, welcome home. This is your home. You know what I'm saying? We're not sending you back to Somalia. We're sending you back to Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And when we sent you to D.C., we sent you to represent us. We appreciate the job that you're doing. We need you to go back down to D.C. and keep doing that job. And once again, keep speaking truth to power. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So, I mean, I feel like I applaud what the squad is doing. I know there's some in-squabbles going on between the leadership in the Democratic Party and what they're doing, and they're continuing to hash those issues out. But, I mean, I think they're doing exactly what they've been sent there to do. And leadership needs to, embrace that in the Democratic Party.
Yep.
And they need to represent the unified front as they attack, in this election, possibly in an impeachment process. This president who is basically he's the occupant, man.
All right, so yeah, man, I agree with you fully, man. Just to your point, man, just like the squad, these ladies are really trying to make and yeah, I get it. America ain't perfect, but there are other nations out there that are way worse. But we got some broken promises out there, and I think like you said, like you alluded to, these women are trying to lead the charge on holding America accountable for the promises that have been broken to people who are not of the standard of the occupant or look like the occupant in his claim. Yep.
I agree.
Hold on, Doc.
If you ain't orange with the spray tan,
yeah.
Now who the fuck spray tans?
People look like that bastard. Nah, but he be having. Hold on, dog. How? You know what? That's what we do, though. That's what we do here. We get sidetracked. How you got that much money, quote unquote, supposedly, but your spray tan is so obvious? Cause you're supposed to be richer than you supposed to have more money than LeBron, but at least LeBron got people like not knowing is it his hair, is it the Beijing, is it this and that, you know what I'm saying? But you supposed to be this multi-millionaire, billionaire that got all these buildings everywhere, but you can't even get them to get the orange around your eyes right?
Can't get that shit right, man.
And what's going on with your hair?
I'm just trying to get the idea that like we don't fuck with black people. We want people of color in cages or sent home and all that. We're gonna send them back, but then we gonna invest money in trying to look more like them. Let's. What's the motherfucker talking about? I'm a person of color too.
You gotta be.
I don't know, man. I don't think orange is one of the natural colors, man. I don't know.
Nah, all I know is them little niggas on Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory got a better touch up job than him, dog. At least they orange go all around their eyeballs, bro.
Yeah, man. That's your president, man.
I mean, he's the occupant. He my boss.
That's your boss. That's the occupant.
Hold on. You know what? As we move into the last segment of the show, let me get some of this mood music going.
Oh, yeah.
You hear that?
Being that we live in a motherfucking Trife Life, still have another day, right? It's only right.
Put you on what happens, son.
Put you on what happens, son. Hey,
look, Mob Deep for you.
Hey. And some people might say, hey, how you go from talking about Big Orange to playing Trife Life by Mob Deep? Now,
because there's some people out here living the Trife Life.
Now, I'm going to read the headline, and then before we get to the hey, sir, this person is the victim. Let's get into it. Family of a woman shot during an alleged robbery attempt says their daughter is no criminal. This might be a little, what they call that? Deceiving. So if you look back on the previous story, what's her? We had her name. Is it Sageria? Ah, damn it, Sageria. How you pronounce that?
I had to look it back up.
Sijeria. Sageria Parks. So Miss Parks. So as the story first broke, Miss Parks invited a young man or an older man, I don't know, they don't give his age, to her apartment. At the apartment, there were 3 other individuals that this man did not know were going to be there who attempted to rob him. And in this robbery, Miss Parks got shot by the guy who she attempted to set up and rob, as we're led to believe. If any of you know about the Trife Life, there are 2 parts to it from Mobb Deep. One of the tales is about one of the members of Mobb Deep being called to a young lady's house for a setup.
Shorty went down and had a nigga wide open.
Wide open. So let's read some of this. Clay County Police say 19-year-old, and I apologize for butchering her name. Sajeria Parks invited a man to her house late Sunday night and tried to rob him with the help of 3 other suspects. Officers believe as it was about to go down, not in the DMs, but at her apartment, someone in the group pulled out a gun. That's when police said the man pulled out his own gun and started shooting. So wait a minute, they got the jump on him, and she still got shot?
Yes.
What's that
about? The question is, do we feel sorry for this young lady? She got shot in the fucking head.
I'm gonna turn this music down a little bit. But I'm gonna scroll. I'm laughing at how loud the music was. I'm gonna go up, and they said Sajeria Parks' family says she's brain dead and in a coma. Her family told CBS 46 she can't talk right now. She probably shouldn't, even if she could, because she'd go to jail if she was alive, but not brain dead. Now they say so they're going to speak for her. They want investigators to know they got it all wrong. I want justice, and I've heard her mother, Carol. Man, that's a lot of last names in the story. Carol. So that's wild. Her mother's name is Carol, but her daughter's name sound like a country in Bosnia. That's weird. My bad. Don't say that my daughter is a suspect because she's not. She's a victim.
She's a victim.
She's a victim.
She should have called a nigga over here for booty and had 3 niggas waiting there to hem his ass up.
Yeah.
And she the victim because that nigga blasted his way out of there.
But hold on. Hold on, pimp. They said Parks was shot in the head while trying to avoid the gunfire. But the family said Parks is no criminal. She's not that type. That's not her, to you, Plant. She's not the type to set anybody up to bring them back. Parks' mother says she knows the real story. What really happened was he got mad because my daughter had went to school. What? Said Plant. My daughter did not lure anyone. The family is hoping to meet Clayton County investigators to talk about the situation in detail.
I think Havoc brought some details to the story that were previously mentioned. I think what happened was it was like, yo, what the fuck? All of a sudden, I saw this black motherfucker with this big ass gat, and 2 other black motherfuckers, black masks, clutching duct tape, no escape, tied me up, smacked me all in my face. Shorty wasn't even screaming. Looked up, saw her scheming. Yeah, we got this nigga. All bloodied up, shook the fuck up. Help a ransom to yell. We got them bones. Smiled, started dancing. The phone rung. It was my son. Let them know they had this.
They had me, nigga.
Regardless of the outcome. Yeah, regardless of the outcome of this bullshit. Take a nigga's word. Don't ever go see a bitch. Why fuck she get caught up in the Mobb Deep story, nigga? That's what I want to know.
Joe, I'm trying to... Dog, did you hear the last thing I said? How does this make sense? What really happened was he got mad because my daughter had went to school? What does that mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know. You said it too loud. Anthony might come for his ass. I don't know. We need to calm that down.
Is somebody diddling?
He might be the fucking diddler in disguise.
It's the diddler.
I don't know.
It's the diddler afoot. What does that mean, Joe? I'm trying to figure out.
We all lost here, man. I really don't even.
Because not once did her mama say no. There wasn't 3 other niggas in the apartment. She said
black mask and duct tape. We ain't talking about that.
What she said was he was mad because my daughter was trying to get her associate's degree.
That's what it was.
That's why he shot her in the head.
Yes. But you trying to get an education? What? Pop, pop, pop. Is that how that transpired?
That's what I'm led to believe, dog. I'm trying to figure this out as I'm looking at this story.
All I know is that Black Twitter brought back the fucking Kermit the Frog in the tea in the Lipton drink, bro, because
don't none
you sowed them seeds, man. You sowed them seeds. That's the energy come. You put the energy out in the world, the energy come back to you, man.
It comes back to you. Well, what's this rolling now?
We got the fucking Mobb Deep going in the background.
Nah, I'm trying to read these other stories. I'm looking up. Parks ran from her apartment to a neighbor's home and asked if she had been shot. After asking the question, she felt unconscious. Neighbor noticed she was bleeding. God, what is this? Parks' mother of 2 was rushed. But she got 2. Where are the kids at?
I don't know, man. It might have been duct tape in the back too, man.
Parks, a mother of 2, was rushed to the hospital where she is currently fighting for her life. She recently graduated from high school and was enrolled in cosmetology school. That's the school to do.
Nigga, hold up. You said she was going to fucking get her associates, nigga. You didn't say she was in cosmetology school. There ain't no associates.
Hey, dog, I'm piecing together the story live podcasting. Sorry, y'all. So he shot her because she's going to be a cosmetologist?
Nigga, she get fucking. She doing hair and nails, nigga. That ain't no fucking. Oh man, my black people. My black people.
Now I'm looking at the comments on this. Scion Scissors says this needs to happen more often. Bet she won't try to. Well, he should have said to be robbing, but he said bet she won't try to robbing folks again. LOL.
Nigga, LOL. I guess we've been LOLing the whole time we're reading the story.
Yeah. Hold on, dog. Praying for all victims involved. Black on black crime needs to stop. God have mercy on us all. Somebody said,
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just you try to set a nigga up. I'm sorry. I don't know. I probably should not be fucking laughing at this shit. This shit just it sounds like fucking karma to me. But nigga, it's every fucking Mobb Deep song I ever heard,
bruh. So I'm playing like the first Trife Life. So that was what, like 94, 95? No, 96.
94, 95, yeah. The more Trife Life was 96.
So
that was freshman year of college. I remember that.
Agreed that this is so like this goes to a bigger point of like our like especially in hip hop where it's like, well, I guess society in general, it's revisionist history, right? So somebody's like blaming on Cardi B. That's the hustle she's been preaching to this generation. But this has been going on for decades.
Nigga, that's fucking hoe is the world's oldest profession.
But I like it when, and like I agree, like it. My son has an album on, like he raps or whatever the fuck. If I played it on here, we would all agree it ain't for us, but then we would all agree that he sounds like everybody else on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
But then when people go, hip hop is this, hip hop is that, hip hop is to be blamed for the downfall, the new hip hop. But I'm like, ain't we the generation that was popping pussy with Uncle Luke and them?
We did.
AMG, bitch better have my money. That ain't us.
We did, but I don't think it had as big of a market share.
It may not have a big market share, but I'm saying it was there though. Still,
it was there because Puffy was involved in that bullshit too.
I'm gonna say I get what you're saying. Like it's more mainstream now, but people want to act like it wasn't there at all. That's my problem when people say that wasn't no hip hop we had back then. And I'm like, nigga, we was going to the.
Nah, it was out there. It was. Look, nigga, I remember at homecoming senior year doing the percolator.
Nigga,
I remember the percolator.
I remember like my big 230-pound muscle-bound ass trying to percolate, nigga. I can't do it.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator.
Nah,
it's time for the percolator.
Every generation got a problem, dog. Nigga, Footloose had to. With that movie, Footloose had to do what niggas just want to do regular dancing.
Yeah, I just don't think it has as big a market share, man. I don't think it was pervasive. I mean, I think it was a niche, and there were people who enjoyed that. But then there was also people who were equally,
Didn't they go to like Congress or some shit talking about the freedom of speech and having to speak on it?
They did. Luke did go to. He took that shit to the Supreme Court.
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, I get like it didn't have a bigger market share, but it was a national. It wasn't like a little thing. It was a nationwide thing, though, pimp.
Yeah.
Pop that pussy, hey, pop that pussy, baby, pop that pussy. I mean, I get like now. I don't understand what half these niggas are saying with the mumble rap. I get it. It ain't my thing, but I'm like, I am with the generation of pop that pussy.
I feel all that. I feel all of that. Like I said, this ain't the first time, or at least when Mobb Deep did it, I don't know if that shit had really happened or if that shit was a fucking, you know what I'm saying, just a story they had made up in their head or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure it happened before today. But what I'm saying is, when you involved in trying to get niggas and you get got in the process, you get no sympathy from the boy.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
I have no sympathy. I'm just trying to find out more. And when your mama say he was mad because she was going to school, and it's like she was going to cosmetology school.
Yeah, like nigga, like at school. I'm sorry, my bad.
I mean, it is a school.
It's a trade school. I feel you.
So I went to a different website. This website acting stupid. So it's probably a virus being downloaded on my computer as we speak. Cause this shit keep blinking in and out. Oh Jesus! Investigators determined Parks. So now they saying investigators determined Parks invited a man to her home and tried to rob him with the help from 3 other people, according to Clayton police. So investigators believe this. During a robbery, as we always said, during a robbery attempt, at least one person reportedly pulled out a gun. The victim had his own gun, so they calling him the victim in this report. The victim who had his own gun.
He was robbed, or there was an attempted robbery, and in self-defense, he used his firearm, which is protected by the Second Amendment.
Oh, I agree.
To find his way to get out of that situation. So she lured him in, Venus flytrap, brought him into the situation, and he was able to escape. So the mother wants her to be the victim, but she set up the whole situation.
I agree. When I was a single man, there have been a few times I done brought my pistol to a woman's place. Especially my first time visiting, because Mobb Deep let me know. And then like they've been ooh, what you doing? What's that? It's my gun. I'm putting that bitch on right here.
Just so you know.
Like, yeah, I've known you for a couple of months. This is my first time sleeping here. I don't know who you know, and I don't know if they know me.
Man, that's a whole fucking Mobb Deep song. Man.
That's a whole. I'm not trying to be a Mobb Deep skit, nigga. Never in this life. They got a little
being
more
that
here.
we live in the motherfucking Trife Life, huh?
Yeah, I know. And they said, so like, yeah, they didn't put this in the other news story. He was able to run away and call police.
Yep.
The victim is currently cooperating with investigators, David said. The other 3 people involved in the incident have not been located. Hey, I'm really on his side, because what nigga you know to ever call the police in this life unless he know 100% that he right.
Damn real.
Damn real.
I wouldn't do it.
Nope. would not do it. Oh God, you being petty? She gonna right into the show. You know we don't have.
I'm here for the petty.
I'd be like, no, I would not call the police, even if he was at my doorstep. Hold on, let me turn this shit off. Set the mood for something different. Thank you, my beat. Thank you for.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Pete.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Pete.
I'm in. Yeah, rest in peace. I'm in full agreement, though. Yeah, you can't be trying to set like anybody, man or woman, up, and then if you get shot in the fucking face, expect me to be like, "Oh, I feel bad for you."
Right.
It ain't gonna happen. Not from your boy.
Not at all. Not at all.
That was some giggles, but let's. I'm not gonna play all of this because it's 10 minutes long. But nearest green, brother who helped build the Jack Daniels legacy, and then like
he just no. Let's not put it like he helped.
I mean,
Jack
Bill.
Daniels.
I mean, he taught. Jack Daniels
there's a black man who was the foundation of the Jack Daniels empire, and they used him because he was a slave.
Yeah.
And basically built, down in Lynchburg, Tennessee, we still drinking their whiskey, but it all got its origins from a black man.
Yeah, and it wasn't, I think it was like, was it about 2 years ago when this
about 2 years last year, something like that. Yeah,
first started to come out, where it kind of like the story started to matriculate as far as like who really taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey. And then it was followed by pictures of this lone Negro in this picture with like 10, 12 other white men.
So you know, if it's a black man in the picture with these white men, he doing something extraordinary for them to respect him.
Extraordinary. He either making money or showing you how to make money. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, my bad. I kind of understated it, but thank you for correcting me, brother, as always. Yeah, he was the linchpin as far as Jack Daniels and what they...
He was the cat.
Yeah, the catalyst, linchpin, all that. As far as what Jack Daniels is today. So, I'll play a little bit of this. What's it? Jeffrey, what's his name?
Is it Epstein? Somehow?
Not Epstein, nigga. No.
No, my bad.
Jeffrey Wright. My bad, nigga. Not Jeffrey.
The diddler. It's not the diddler.
It ain't Anthony's arch nemesis. No, nigga. Jeffrey Wright, who is a very underrated actor. I like him. If any of you watch Westworld, please do. It's a very confusing story, but Jeffrey Wright be acting his ass off on that show. But yeah, they on Vimeo, they did a short story that kind of tells the tale and gives some props to someone who helped build, which is pretty much like a staple as far as whiskey in America. Some due diligence. I won't play all of it, but as always, it will be in the show notes. Here we go.
Special home. on a special piece of American land. This prize is still here. This isn't a set. We're in Tennessee, in the hills above Lynchburg. I want to tell you a story, true story. Over 160 years ago, the sight of steam and smoke curling into the sky just around that bend meant one thing to the people of Lincoln County. It meant the man they called Nearest Green was hard at work making the finest whiskey ever to come out of these hills. He took the same elements available to anyone else: earth, fire, water. He added generational skill, success, surely some failure. He put in everything he had. Most of all, he put in his heart. He created a spirit, an essence. What Nearest Green did here, with this limestone, and that clear creek water, those sugar maple trees, he gave birth to Tennessee whiskey. The technique Nearest perfected of filtering his whiskey through charcoal made from sugar maple trees is still revered 2 centuries later as the Lincoln County process. His unique approach was most likely passed down to him from West Africa, where people historically filtered their water through charcoal to purify it. This single innovation in Nearest's hands would become the defining distinction between Tennessee whiskey and Kentucky bourbon. Friend.
Damn, I love Jeffrey Wright, dog.
That's a powerful piece, man. It's when you talk about whose country this is, and people need to go back, and you don't understand that the fortunes that these people, claim that they are entitled to were built on the backs of people like Nearest Green.
Just a simple black man who was just trying to share something that he loved.
The skill that had been passed down from generations going back to Africa. I mean, that's.
But I don't think we. I mean, maybe you realized it, but I think it kind of hit us that, because you did bring up like playing this video to close out the show, but like it brings everything we talked about full circle.
Mm-hmm.
You tell us to go back, then what is this nation? What is this country?
Right. If we go back, we got to take back everything that we brought y'all.
Yeah.
And then what you got left? Isn't that what Toni Morrison said?
Yeah.
That's exactly what Toni Morrison said. What you got left after your superiority based on your fabricated racism? This human construct of race is erased. You know what I'm saying? What do you have left after that?
And I think it's like when we play the simple games of one has to go or one has to stay, and you take everything. But like when the one has to go or the one has to stay, everything else has to go. All the beats, all the whatever they brought to the society has to go. Everything they produced, every lyric they had to write. So you think about that as far as like the simplicity of, it's not even simple, but you think about this whiskey, everybody alcohol so bad, but what it like Jack Daniels is like, it's like water to some people.
It's an institution, man.
I mean, if you take Nearest Green away, then what?
Yep. What is Tennessee whiskey without Jack Daniels?
The fuck is Tennessee? What the fuck is Lynchburg, Tennessee? I would never know what Lynchburg, Tennessee was without fucking Jack Daniels whiskey. Only because it's on the bottle.
Yep. And we wouldn't know nothing about it if it weren't for a black man and his skill and his passion and his willingness to share what he knew
with others, because it goes on to say he continued to be the brewmaster even after slavery ended.
Yeah, that picture that we talked about, and then we gotta find that picture. That picture we talked about where it's him and there's like these 12, 15 other white men, and he's sitting there in the picture. He ain't there just because they like him.
No, not at all.
Because he they friend.
Not at all.
Nah, he the nigga that's making us money.
Yep. It's
and then somebody, and we don't. Well, one day we'll have enough followers, but that's fine. But write in and tell me how he was a friend, and if he's a friend, why the fuck they hide him for so many years?
Dude, like 150 some odd years. I was reading. Missouri's about to come up on this bicentennial.
Yeah. If we friends, why you not telling the people I'm the one that helped you make
slavery
this?
was over about 40 years after that.
Yeah.
After Missouri started. So I'm saying this dude, they kept his ass a secret for about 150, 160 years, man.
Yeah. And then when it all came out, they pretty much let you know that because we didn't want to pay his family no money.
That's exactly what that is.
But we friends though, right?
That's just like the Hennings can't be buried in the Jefferson Cemetery.
Nope. It's not the same thing, but that's just like old No Chin. What's the senator's name?
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell talking about reparations, and come to find out that he ain't nothing but 2 generations removed away from owning slaves.
Yep.
Of course, he don't want to talk about reparations, nigga. His family has literally been suckling off the tit of it.
The textbook definition of white privilege that he has benefited from.
Yeah, we can go on all day. But yeah, I don't want to sour the mood. But yeah, man, just I mean, it's good he's getting his just due. And it's good.
It's a powerful video, man. We're not gonna play the whole thing on here. You should definitely go back and check it out, though, man.
And shout out to the homie Jeffrey Wright, man, because I mean it's not like a big production, and like he's one of those actors. I mean, but of course we see it all the time, especially with Black Hollywood, where you just like, why isn't this guy a lead? Why is this guy getting more? He's just one of those dudes. Whenever he's on the screen, whenever he's acting, whenever he's doing whatever, you just like, even like he was in that movie Game Night, and it's still like he just had a small role and it was a comedy, and it was still good. It's like he's just whatever, but it ain't about him. But even though he does make the video what it is. But it's a good video, and you need to watch it, and definitely it will be in the notes. So it's 10 minutes of your day, just 10 minutes of your day before you go to bed. Just watch it.
What's the actor's name again?
Jeffrey Wright, not Jeffrey Epstein.
My favorite movie with him was Syriana.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was good.
Dude, he was good in Syriana, man.
Yeah, he good. But I know him in Syriana, but like Westworld or whatever. He was. I mean, because he's one of the central characters. He's one of the linchpins of that show, and he just does it. He does it. Yeah, I don't want to. If you never watched it, I don't want to give it away. But he, it's. He good. He good, dog.
No, he gets it done, man.
Yeah, he gets it done.
He was in a Manchurian Candidate too. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But like he's one of those actors where you like, and I hate to say it, if he was a white dude, he get a lead somewhere.
Yeah.
He good, and he takes his craft seriously. Like here's a 10-minute short film on Vimeo. And I mean, of course, it's just a monologue, but he ain't bullshitting it. He putting some heart into it, and you can tell. Yep. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah.
Please watch that.
Yeah. We want to do the ASAP Rocky one time real quick, man. It's bringing back which boy Trump, how he trying to evade all his problems.
I don't know. Oh shit! I don't know if I still have. I think I don't know if I have it up.
Hey man, I'll just go ahead and talk about it if you want to look for it, or whatever. But you know what I'm saying. Basically, what's happened is that ASAP Rocky.
Well, get the background. Get the background. Yeah.
Yeah, ASAP Rocky was in, and I want to say Sweden.
Yeah, it was Sweden. Yep.
And so he's walking around with his entourage, and this was about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a group of, there's like two guys, Swedes, who are following around, and I don't know, for whatever reason they feel slighted or something by ASAP in his group. But you know, ASAP got his bodyguards on, like these big guys, and they basically telling him, "Yo, y'all need to leave us alone. Like, we're walking this way, you go walk that way. Mm-hmm. Don't want no problem." So there's several instances where they've been like, "Yo, I don't know what it is that you feel like you need or want, but we're not for that. We're gonna go this way. I want to separate from you. Just leave us alone." And so they were given several warnings, and eventually the warnings ran out, and they basically beat their ass. And so TMZ had a video about it, and there were several videos that were released, you know, showing the steps, the measures that they took to try to warn them that, yo, this is escalating. We don't want any parts of it. We're trying to leave and de-escalate, but you keep following us. That's going to be a problem, you know? And so what happened is they had gotten arrested, and so ASAP or Rocky is, because there's a bunch of ASAPs in his little crew, but Rocky is basically, and he is the most famous of his group, is basically been detained in Sweden for 2 weeks, and they have been talking about the conditions are inhumane, you know.
Correct.
Well, the problem with that is, you know, a lot of people have been like, I'm not going to sit here and get all excited about this, because ASAP Rocky had basically been talking about how he didn't give a shit about the Black Lives Matter movement. He said, you know, when Ferguson was going on in Missouri, he didn't want to get upset and speak out and you know, echo the messages of BLM, because he said, man, I live in Soho, I live in Hollywood, I don't know anything about Black Lives Movement. That's not my life. That's not how I move.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stand up for that.
That's what he said.
And so people remember that, and basically, when he is now in need of a movement of black people, a lot of people are like, I don't know anything about that. I don't live in Soho. I don't live in, you know, yeah. I don't live in Hollywood. I don't know what your problems are. So there were people in the industry who basically were saying we need to advocate for this dude. Why? You know, he's a solid artist. You know what I'm saying? Of the new rappers, I listen to a little bit of his music. He's not my favorite, but I do have a few of his songs on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But he is basically in need, and so people, I don't know if it's because they tour in Europe and they don't want to find themselves in similar situations and end up, you know, arresting themselves. I think Snoop Dogg was advocating for because Kanye and Kim Kardashian have had success in opening up lines of discussion to Trump to have some criminal reform measures dealt with. They were lobbying them to go back and talk to Trump to speak about this issue. Mm-hmm. And how, so what I found funny about the whole shit is the timing. Is right in the time where Trump has basically taken the L on his race relationships. Mm-hmm. He's down the squad. He was telling people to go back to Africa. The black community is mad at me. Well, maybe I can make them happy if I get one of their favorite artists and get them out of bondage. And so, I don't know. It's all funny to me. So, I don't know. What do you think about it, Rodger?
I mean, as I'm following it, so like I get the whole thing of, like, well, backtrack to how it all got set up. If you're here in America and people are walking down the street, you can't tell them to stop walking down the street, correct? I mean, I know it's simply put, right? But as long as I'm not touching you and I'm walking down the street with you, you can't just tell me to stop following you down the street as long as I'm not engaging you. So I say that
these people were these people engaged him. One of them threw a phone at him.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah, you gotta watch the video. They threw a phone at him. They definitely kept it as cool as they possibly could for as long as they possibly could, man.
So I didn't see that part, but even with that said, so me and Damon were talking about it, and it's like knowing the rules of the game. So at some point in time, like Damon said, you gotta know it's a fucking setup, and you gotta duck in somewhere and just hold it down in that building or hold it down in that establishment until these people leave you the fuck alone. Cause you gotta know, cause like we live here in America and we know it's a setup. When we say like things like, well, if it was a white person, this wouldn't have happened. If it was this, it was that, and I get it's not fair, it's not right. But this is the same country, cause like we talk about, me and you was talking about Freddie Gibbs and how we fuck with his music. It's the same country that tried to set him up for a rape charge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think if it was in America, I think it would be an issue of self-defense because they had been pursued, like for several blocks. These guys were not just walking down the street next to them. These guys were pursuing them, and they were harassing them.
No, I only use the America analogy as far as like what we say, like it's a poor analogy, but it's the only one I can think of where we think about like athletes and we say, well, this athlete's get a pass because of, like we talk about like Barry Bonds versus Mark McGwire, which are both in that era of steroid abuse, but why is one more demonized than the other? What's the one common denominator?
I'm not quite ready to do that.
Okay, I'm just saying, though.
I mean, if you want to talk Barry Bonds versus McGwire, neither of them in the Hall of Fame.
Well, neither in the Hall of Fame, but one has better numbers than the other, right?
One has better numbers than the other.
Way better numbers than the other.
Not gonna. I mean, they way better, but I mean, the dude has
not just a little bit better, way better.
I mean, I think Barry Bonds is one of the best baseball players ever, but McGwire was official.
He was official for a short period of time, but he also stacked during that.
His whole career, he was rookie of the year. He had 49 home runs in his first season, man. He had been official for a long time, man.
I feel you.
But what I'm saying,
as far as like they're not in the Hall of Fame, when we talk about the person that leads the charge as far as that era of being demonized is who?
He leads the charge because he was trapped up in the Balco situation. We didn't know about McGwire shit till after the fact because when he got caught with McGwire.
We all knew them niggas was juicing. I'm not even a baseball fan, but knew them niggas was juicing.
I'm just saying to you the details of the situation. McGwire was caught with androdiazepine, and that shit was legal until they caught him with it, and then they added it to the list of banned shit.
I feel they added to it, but it's still a performance-enhancing drug.
But it was not on the list until after the fact.
I feel it wasn't on the list, but I'm saying that's a whole minor debate. All I'm saying is it's an error that they both evolved in, but who is the one that gets demonized, even though...
Well, I'm going to say for two reasons. One, Bonds was... I'm going to say for three reasons. Bond was more antagonizing to the media. Bonds was the nigga who... Fuck what you talking about.
I'm saying, but he was a nigga who, but white boys get to do that shit all the time. And they go,
McGwire wasn't that dude. McGwire wasn't that dude. Bonds was that dude. And white dudes could do that shit, and that's what and you stepping on my part 3, nigga. Hold up.
My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
So one, he was antagonizing to the media. Two, the motherfucker took all the shine because that nigga broke all the records. So that nigga, he was doing this. He did the most with. Like I've always said, man, Bonds didn't do that shit. But if he did do that shit, that nigga did that shit right. Cause
I'm saying they both was on that shit. And the reason why Bond leads the charge because he was.
Both took that shit. McGuire didn't take the right shit because that nigga Bonds was.
All I'm saying is because but more if Bonds had been humble, that'd be different. But Bonds was like, yeah, nigga, I was good even before the drugs, nigga. What?
He was, nigga. He was.
What we gonna do about that?
The third point is yes, I agree with what you saying. That nigga is the target because he's a black man.
But that's why I said it was a bad analogy to start with. I said that it's a bad analogy to start with. That's the one I got. So if you, the thing is, you know, the game is rigged off top. So you
gotta be ready for the setup.
You got ready for the setup. You got to like. It's like we ain't in America. In America, this would be this.
Tuned in. That motherfucker's not tuned in because this motherfucker don't understand Black Lives Movement. He live in Soho. He live in Hollywood. He don't understand.
But the nigga who was whooping his ass off top, who's your security guard, need to be paid to understand what's going the fuck on.
He dumb motherfucker. He an ex lineman or something.
I feel you.
I mean, I don't collect a check, man.
I don't have a good analogy. All I'm saying is to our listeners out there, if you ever become a famous rap star and find yourself in Sweden, just duck into the nearest establishment and have a fucking pint. Because you're going to take an L.
Nigga, they probably would have came into the fucking establishment. Dude, them niggas was getting harassed, like real life harassed.
But I get getting harassed, but you got to be above and beyond, dog. Over there.
I don't disagree. You probably got to do that shit over here too.
That's what I gotta say. You gotta be above and beyond.
And what they try to do is they cover themselves by videotaping the shit.
Yeah.
They videotaped all the exchanges that led up to it. I mean, to me, there's an overwhelming amount of evidence.
Oh, I agree.
They were being harassed, and that any altercation that came about subsequent was the result of self-defense.
No, I agree. I agree fully
but the problem with that is I don't understand Swedish law. I live in America.
No, I don't.
And so what is self-defense here, which is completely defensible here, may not be defensible. There might be a zero tolerance situation over there. I don't know what the law is.
It seems to be you can't be a black man touching white people.
It may very well be.
Yeah, I don't know what the law is either.
Look, whoever win the fight is gonna go into jail for 2 weeks. Nigga, I don't know.
Nigga, it's hockey, pretty much. If you lose, you got to go to the penalty box, nigga.
Yeah,
you got to sleep on your. Go ahead.
But all this, that shit happened about 2 weeks ago. We could have brought that to a podcast. We didn't.
Sorry.
What makes this shit worthy of getting to the podcast now is that your boy Trump has gotten involved.
And he said, just spoke to Kanye West about his friend A$AP Rocky's incarceration. I'll be calling the very talented Prime Minister of Sweden to see what we can do about helping A$AP Rocky. So many people would like to see this quickly resolved.
Dude, you had the video of him in the Oval Office talking about it?
I did not have that. No, it's hard to look at his face when he talks. Very hard.
Dude, because when he talks in that video, this motherfucker, so he starts talking about the whole situation. I don't know who A$AP is, but I heard he's a very talented musician. And my friend, my black friend Kanye,
motherfucker,
is basically vouch for him. So I'm gonna do what I can. And so basically, he starts talking about the whole situation, talking about how black people are all Americans now.
Yeah, I was trying to find that one.
It's in the messenger group. Check it out. Look at the messenger group real quick.
I want to hear I want to say this. So somebody replied, because of course everybody was shitting on this nigga. So of course there's like some Russian bot, or maybe it might be some real white woman. Who knows? Trump only became a quote-unquote racist when he decided to run against the Democrat Party. Rappers and celebrities love Trump. So you understand?
That's all that bullshit right there.
Hold on. Rappers and celebrities, so there aren't white rappers? There aren't... Oh, you mean niggas. Rich niggas love Trump. What she meant to say.
He took a picture with like Puffy. He took a picture with like
his
fucking
now
50.
wife, who he was his mistress at one point in time. And then there's Ja Rule. 50.
Nah, that's beef right there. 50 and Ja Rule.
Yeah, and then there's Snoop, who in the picture you can look at it
is walking away. Yeah.
If you look at the picture, it's a nigga who ain't really fucking with this white man. Cause we all been in that picture before. The Dems need 9% of the black votes of every election.
Well, I mean, here's my thing about that. Taking a picture with a motherfucker and supporting his policies are two completely different things.
But also,
number one, when they took them pictures, this motherfucker was not a politician. This motherfucker was a real estate mogul and a celebrity game show host.
I think what's funny is, though, the funniest thing, if you look at these, you see the screen, though. Look how orange he gets as he gets closer to the presidency. So you got him over here. He's probably not married to Melania yet, and then you can definitely tell that Puffy's much younger, very like whitish, pale skin. Ja Rule, of course, you know he must be relevant at this point in time. Getting a little rounder in the face, but still very white, pale skin. Now with 50, you can tell it's a much older 50 Cent. He's not young. 50 Cent. Look at the skin though, getting a little orange there, my nigga. And
looking at hue.
And then you look at him with this picture with Snoop. Snoop is a little older, and you can tell Snoop ain't really fucking with this nigga. And then look at the face. You start to see, look around the white eyes. You can see the pale white skin around the eyes. Not full orange, kind of like a burnt red. But he getting to the orange, dog. You can see the racism taking over him in these pictures. If racism has a color, it must be orange.
That's what it is. Black is the new orange.
Black is the new orange. But even more than that, though, it speaks to more of a thing where white people, certain white people, especially racist white people, equate black celebrity with black people. So it's this thing of, your black celebrities are taking pictures with this man, so that means all niggas love this man.
Nigga, this motherfucker wasn't president when these niggas took these pictures, man.
He wasn't. So we didn't know his policies.
When he was running for president, man.
We know his policy, his politics. I'm just taking a picture with a dude. I may have been performing at his hotel.
Like I said, man, he was in several rap lyrics beforehand because the motherfucker lives. Dude, he's very niggerish.
Yeah.
He lives with fucking gold fucking toilets and basically boasts about, you know what I'm saying, how much money he got. And he try to live like a fucking rap video, man.
Yeah, but it's the same logic though that people use to say that
fucking Melania look like a fucking textbook video hoe.
She do. but it's the same logic that people try to use where Thomas Jefferson had sex with black women, so he loves black people. Same logic.
Yeah, so he took a picture with a black person, so he can't be racist.
You can't be racist, dog. It just so happens that he was entertained by them. Don't let that part. Don't let that part get out of the picture. This white man was entertained by niggas. He loves niggas.
So for me, the whole thing is funny because it should have been sitting out there for 2 weeks.
Yep. But they
he had shit to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like man, oh man, I done fucked up with the black people because I done sold out the squad.
Yep.
Somebody call LeVar Ball. He ain't got no kids over in China. ain't Ain't no kids in China I can bail out, nigga. Who can I bail out to get black people back on my side? Oh, A$AP Rocky? Who the fuck is that? It doesn't matter.
What?
Let me call the talented Prime Minister of Sweden.
You know what would have been good if he would have been like, as soon as possible, Rocky is over in Sweden.
Fucking long form, nigga.
Like that's I don't think that's what that means. But okay.
You know, I mean, Black Twitter's all this shit, man. They were like, hey, this motherfucker can't spell Melania's name half the time, but he put this dollar sign in ASAP.
Dog. Oh man, yeah. So it's I mean, I definitely want to see them dudes like get released and come back to the States, even though I don't, and like they ain't, you know, they ain't none of my niggas.
Really, I mean, I don't give a fuck about it. I mean, like I said, the nigga didn't care about Black Lives Matter. Why the fuck would he care about his black life? Nigga, right over there.
But I don't want you to be. I get that sentiment, but I don't want you to be over there fucked up because you were stupid. Even though we both agree that he wasn't technically in the wrong. You know what I'm saying?
As an American citizen,
I like you got the preface. Just as an American citizen.
As an American citizen, we should not allow him to be detained for whatever reason the Swedes have.
But what does the old black man think you say?
But the reason why we need to tweet about this shit, the reason why, because the fucking State Department could have handled this shit by themselves.
Yep.
Because Kanye came to Trump and talked to him. Trump, if they weren't aware of this, I'm sure they were aware of this shit already, but if they weren't aware of this situation, he could have told the State Department to go handle that.
Yep.
He didn't have to tweet about that shit. This is a fucking PR move.
It's a PR move, yeah. But like we talked about in the chat group that Jubilee, whatever the fuck, said, now work on the kids in the camps, nigga.
right. Kanye and Kim, go back there and tell we need to release these fucking kids in the camps.
Exactly.
Nigga.
That's the only thing Twitter's good about, the blatant and just upfront savagery that tends to be pretty on point.
On point.
Yeah.
Nigga, no punches pulled here.
No punches pulled because we don't see each other face to face.
Right.
So yeah. So he's a piece of shit. And like, well, yeah, in the A$AP Rocky thing, yeah, it's like I'm torn because you were like, I'm rich and above all this other nigga shit as far as like people in Ferguson losing their lives and a black man losing his lives and people getting choked out and people getting shot and set up. But now I'm supposed to care, I guess. And to a certain extent I do care. But the other side, the old black man in me is like, nigga, you did.
Nigga, that's another fucking Mobb Deep song, nigga.
That's another Mobb Deep. That's Trife Life 3, nigga. The Sweden edition, nigga.
Oh shit!
It's another Mobb Deep song, man. And like I said, I don't want no black man to be locked up, especially over there, dog. Cause they don't care. They definitely don't care about no American niggas over there. But it's like, I'm supposed to extend this gratitude to you when you can't even care about your own American brothers who are suffering in the street because you believe you above it all.
Nah, nigga, he's just a nigga in the coop.
Once again, it comes back full circle. The nigga that said, even if you in the Benz, you a nigga in the coop, is now the nigga telling the president to set you free.
This is the circle of life.
Nigga, it's Inception, dog. I don't know what level we at, but that motherfucking, the clock is moving real slow right now.
Yeah, it's a fucking dream on top of a dream.
Dream on top of a dream. We ain't never gonna wake up, nigga.
Oh shit!
How long was I gone, nigga? Shit, 80 years, nigga. It's only been 2 seconds.
Oh man. Fucking top still spinning.
Top still spinning, nigga. I don't know if that bit. Yeah, dog, this is Inception, nigga. Okay, man. I'm going to get that. Isla didn't send me the lady. My bad. Lady Lavender didn't send me some tweets talking about 3 hours plus. we just talking. We just talking.
Nigga, hey, look. When it's you and me on this motherfucker, it's gonna be 3 hours. Nigga.
We gonna talk. We got things to say. People got words to get out.
Nigga, this is catharsis, nigga. We got to solve some problems here.
Nah, the world, man. I got to get you running for some kind of like state seat, and then I'm gonna have to like slowly like figure out a way to delete you from the archive so that'll come. Wait a minute, wasn't you episode 90? Episode, I guess it was like 70 or 60 something. Yeah, I was laughing about them niggas dying in the Ozarks. What was that about? Huh? What you talking about?
You talking about Doug Bucks, nigga? What?
Hey, and shout out to even though he bailed on us, shout out to the homie Anthony 10 meters. Yeah, we getting close to the year anniversary of the duck boat tragedy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Had them folks got any money?
Probably not, man. Because what was they? I don't even get back to the whole story, but yeah, they was claiming them niggas was cargo.
Yeah, and like because Anthony was talking about first he said it's been a year to the episode, and I was like no, because we didn't really talked about it, but then we really got into it because the fact that they were trying to claim them niggas as cargo, and that's when we really talked about it on the podcast. So it was like a couple of months after the fact.
Yeah,
that's when we got into it.
Some really foul shit. So if you ever go back and listen, we not laughing at the dead people.
We got to stop. We got to stop bringing it up because it never turns out good when we bring it up.
It's never gonna go away.
It never turns out good. Hey, let me. Yeah.
I mean, there's a long history to the diddler too, man.
Yeah.
They didn't just pop up the last episode.
No,
that shit's been going around for a while too.
It's going for a while, dog. Because like we talked about, but yeah, because I brought up the fact that I thought that the word diddling was funny. But it's a horrible word. It's a horrible word.
One of the worst funny words.
One of the worst. There we go. One of the worst funny words. Because you never hear like somebody say, I was like diddling with the keyhole or diddling with the lock. That never happens. It's usually if somebody says diddling, they was fucking with something they shouldn't be fucking with. They was like touching people that they should not be touching.
Oh man, they was Jeffrey Epstein in it.
Yeah. I never heard someone say, "Yeah, man, I couldn't get this thing open, so I started diddling with it, and it finally opened." That never happens, though. It never.
It probably does, just in different circles, man. That's just not the circle we in.
Nigga, I'm 41 years old, nigga. I've never heard a nigga say, "Yeah, man, I couldn't get that gasket to open." But then once I started diddling with it, it finally opened up. No one's ever said that. No one that I know says that. And if a nigga did say that, I would like, you a pedophile, even though you did not use that in that context. Only pedophiles and the people who investigate pedophiles use the word diddling.
And if you did like start diddling with the lock, you have to face the wrath of.
You turn around, Anthony be back there breathing hard, holding them, and then shout out to my nigga Anthony because we should have brought this up earlier in the podcast. He got fucked up last week, and like you realize he was drunk?
He said at the end. I didn't know.
So me and Lady Lavender was sitting there, and I was like, "Damn, was he down?" I thought he was down there just drinking. This nigga had 2 wine coolers, nigga.
What a diddly with the wine cooler.
I said, nigga, what white auntie spirit possessed you, nigga? 2? You had 2 Zimas, nigga, and you drunk?
Yeah, my father. Nigga said 2 Zimas.
2 Zimas, nigga. Cause I started, cause like, you know, he was real talkative. And then he said, like, I think, like, during the podcast, he was like, I'm fucked up. And then, like, he came upstairs and he was like, nigga, I'm drunk. And, like, I thought, okay, maybe he been down there just smashing wine coolers. And so, like, 2 days later, I was like, I said, 2 days later, I said, damn, dog, how much did you have to drink that podcast? Ah, man, I had, like, 2 wine coolers. I said, nigga, 2? What?
Oh, wow.
Hey, I guess when you fighting pedophiles, dog, you got to have a real low tolerance. Real low tolerance.
Yes, nigga, I am intolerant of the bullshit, nigga.
I said, nigga, you had them Zimas, nigga. He had the last 2 Zimas in North America, nigga, and smashed them.
That nigga had them fucking Bartles and James, nigga. The fucking James. Fucking Boone's Farm, nigga.
Boone's That nigga down there sipping Reuniti on ice, nigga.
Oh, wow.
Reuniti, the natural wine.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Anthony, we miss you, man. Come on back we need you to come back to the podcast and say some wild outlandish
Come back, dog. And just come out of nowhere. Fuck a pedophile. Like, okay.
I
Yes.
punch a pedophile. They gotta fight me. I punch a pedophile in the face.
Nigga said they gotta fight me, dog.
I can't be introduced to a pedophile without fighting them.
I'm like, well, how would you know? This is like is it a sixth sense, nigga? You start tingling?
I told you, nigga, he probably lived in one of them neighborhoods where they fucking came around and had to knock on the door because they registered sex offenders.
As soon as they open, he like what's my nigga in Unbreakable, dog?
Mr. Glass?
Not Mr. Glass, but what's the white dude's name from
I just watched Mr. Glass this weekend on the plane.
Not Mr. Glass, but damn.
Bruce Willis' character.
Yeah, Bruce Willis' character. Like, soon he touch him, he just sense all the kids.
He know.
He just know. He just know.
So I had to touch him first. I had to touch him
first. So wait a minute. I'm like, hold on, dog. So your power against diddling is you gotta diddle? I gotta touch him. It's a gift and a curse.
Oh man.
Okay, we have definitely reached the end of the fucking podcast. Okay, I think we covered everything we need to cover, and then some. Trump ain't shit.
Damn you, diddler.
Damn you. We got, you know what? So we really need to figure out a superhero name for 10 meters.
That's 10 meters, nigga.
It's just 10 meters?
I don't know, man.
You know what? Maybe, you know what? No, you're right. We could say if you get within 10 meters, he know you a diddler.
That's right. He got the denominator.
Like,
it works from within 10 meters.
So yeah, if you live outside the block, he can't help you. But once he get in range, he got you. I'm gonna have to get the baby waking up. I'm gonna have to get out of here, bro.
There it is, man.
Yeah. So once again, man, thank you everybody for listening. Nigga Rockin' Podcast. Casey Store. Soon to be. Triple B's. Brothers Breaking Bread. More to come. We should be having a closeout episode next week. I'm going to get on the horn with Frank. And then, of course, we're going to play the first episode. And then from there, we will play some favorite clips as far as like the cast. Like, is it cast, a posse, squad, our squad? Favorite clips.
In the theme, the squad, nigga.
Yeah, our squad. From the Negro Rockin' Squad's favorite episodes. And then...
it might be the name of the pod, man. The squad.
The squad. So, once again, thank you for your time. Hey, thanks, Joe. Hopefully everybody out there safe. Good luck to you on your homework, Big James. Happy hunting out there. 10 meters. Lady Lavender sleeping. And then we'll get Frank on here and we'll close it out right. Okay. What's up, man?
Yes, indeed, man. That's how I need to go.
So there we go. I-70 Connect, Casey Stark, Joe Jeff in the house, and as always in Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Frank's thing. He ain't here for that.
He ain't here. Enjoy something. But don't be diddling.
Don't diddle.
We out.
Stay off of the stuff.